Plaintiff Jonathan Martyr became friends with the defendant after meeting in high school, and they often played pranks. Jonathan claims they not only made prank calls, but they also played pranks in chat rooms. Jonathan's suing because he claims the defendant damaged his Xbox. Defendant Kristen Morales says he and Jonathan have been friends for years, but it's been a while since they've seen each other in person. Kristen insists he was responsible when he borrowed Jonathan's Xbox and he never damaged it, and therefore he refuses to pay.
Sir, you're suing your former friend for $225 alleging he owes this money for damaged property?
Yes.
Prove your case.
All right, well, I met Chris like in middle school, and from there we became friends and also pranksters. I'm sure you have friends like that always constantly joking around.
Yeah.
So one day he came over and, we decided to go on this website, which is a website where they have celebrities, any celebrity, you name it, is there.
What do they do with these?
It's like you could prank people. It's just little clips from movies or anything. You click it, they'll say.
Well, thank God I'm just a judge who happens to be on television. Not a celebrity.
Well,
So
I mean,
I want all these media outlets to know I'm not a celebrity. Tabloids and the rest, I'm not a celebrity. I'm a judge who happens to be on television. So if you see my name on there, block it out.
Well, we tried Judge Judy, but we didn't want to scare people off the phone. So, because, she's strict. So we don't want to hey, sit down. What? I'm scared. So
that's right.
And then we didn't see your name there. So it was kind of disappointing.
That's why, because I make sure I disclaim that celebrity tag. I went to undergrad and law school much too long to just be considered that. Go ahead.
All right. So we decided to call my ex-girlfriend. And so, we chose Scarface, Tony from Scarface. So we decided to call her up. She finally picks up and she's like, hello. So I'm like, this is Tony. And she's like, Tony who? Tony from where? I said, Cuba. And then she was like, I don't know any Tony from Cuba. I've never been to Cuba. What do you want? I said, well, you owe me money. She couldn't believe it. She went crazy. She's like, no, that's not true. I don't owe you no money. This is a joke or something. So she hanged up. So we're like, okay, we didn't catch her as much. So we're going to call her back. Her mom's pick up. So we're like, oh, what we gonna do now? So it was like, all right, let's just do it. So we said the same thing to her, and then she was like, ay, que loco. She called us crazy in Spanish. So, from there, that's what.
Now, I'm just curious, did she assume you were Tony Montana?
Yeah.
She obviously didn't watch the end of the movie.
That's right.
He was shot like 1,000 times.
So I just asked for $3,000, but she called us crazy. Like, I'm not giving you no $3. And then we also, when we did this thing on Yahoo, it's a little thing where you can just chat online and everything. And we decided to go in the chat room, but we act like we were twin sisters. So we told them that, we twin sisters, nice long hair, bodies like Coca-Cola shape, so we tell him, convince them. So he's all into it. We got into the deep conversation, and that's when we got into deep. We was like, would you like to see us on webcam? And sure enough, he was like, yeah, I would like to. I would like to see who I'm talking to. I said, sure. Next, when we turn on the webcam, we're like this. So he gets upset, curses out.
See, that's what people get. I know that when they call these sex lines, a lot of times they get senior citizens who disguise their voices.
Yeah.
That's for real.
Yeah.
And they think they're talking to some beautiful woman in a bathing suit or lingerie, and they're talking to a 70-year-old who's able to disguise her voice. So you give me some background on your pranks, and then we'll get to the damaged property he's suing you about.
Okay, well, before I begin, Your Honor, I'd like to say hi to John. It's been a while. How's it going? But John and I, we've been friends for a very long time, since 6th grade and everything. I unfortunately moved to, I moved, and his family were the ones that took me to the airport and everything. And when I grabbed my bags and everything, I was, kind of, not upset, but I was kind of...
Upset about what? I'm missing something.
No, not upset, more sad that I was moving.
Oh, gotcha.
He was the one that took me and everything. So I dropped my bags and, I gave him a bear hug and everything, to show him that, he's appreciated and, he's still my friend. But, unfortunately we're here
About property that he's suing you
Yes.
for. What damaged property?
My Xbox 360.
What happened?
Well, at first I lent it to him the first time. He bought it around, matter of fact, around January 2010. And sure enough, he came back with it without a problem. Nothing was wrong with it. So I'm like, okay, it's good. So next thing you know, he wants to borrow it again. So when I lent it to him, you know, I have not heard from him in a long time. So I finally got in contact with his wife. And when I got in contact with her, she told me that they broke up 2 months ago and he's not here no more. He moved.
Have you
again.
asked him to reimburse you?
Yeah, I asked him.
And what did he say?
Well, he said no. I mean,
All right, let me hear from you, sir.
The Xbox did get messed up. It was in my hands, and like you said, you know, I was responsible the first time, and I took care of it like it was mine and everything. But I was looking for work, you know, and it was hard for me looking for work because you know.
So you stayed at home playing Xbox?
No, not even.
When you weren't on the computer playing pranks?
Well, no, see that.
It's hard
that
to get
was,
work if you're on the computer playing pranks all day and then playing Xbox the other half of the day.
Well, see, no, that was just junior high school stuff. I don't do that anymore.
Oh, okay. You haven't done it in
No,
recent years?
I don't do that at all anymore. But
right.
I was looking for work, you know, and I came across a job and everything. But unfortunately, I've, you know, had an accident at
So
the
you
job.
agree you damaged it?
No, I didn't damage it because
did?
normally on the Xboxes, they have new ones that come out. And all of the Xboxes, they have a malfunction on it, which is called the 3 rings of death.
But it had not malfunctioned by the time you got it in your possession.
But it was in pretty bad condition, though.
But it had not malfunctioned.
No.
So then you're responsible, sir. Damaged property is $225. You have any evidence that that's what it cost?
well, now it's lowered it because it's been like over a year. And now they got a new one coming out.
You want less than
but-
$225?
No, I'm letting you know. This is what I searched up online. What it's costing
I'm
now.
going to grant you your judgment. $225. You all go play.
Oh, have mercy.
I like to say I'm sorry that I messed up your Xbox. You know, I mean, it wasn't really my fault at all. So, I mean, if you can just continue our friendship, that'd be great.
That'd be cool. Not a problem.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.